Today, we're joined by a powerhouse in country music and beyond, Kimberly Meyer. She's a Hall of Fame recording artist, Army band commander, and a soulful storyteller who's tuning life into music that moves hearts. From Nashville stages to patriotic performances, Kimberly is here to share her inspiring journey. Let's dive in. This program is part of the Scene Project's podcast network. The Scene Project features interviews with independent musicians, comedians, and artists from across the Midwest. Become part of our community and support local art wherever you are. Well, welcome into another exciting episode of The Scene. I am your host, Bubba Startz, and with me today is singer-songwriter, all-natural bodybuilder, and active National Guardswoman, Kimberly Meyer. Kimberly, welcome to the show.
Hi, Bubba. Thank you for having me. That was a great introduction, by the way.
Thank you. I'm just figuring out this StreamYard thing, and my goodness, it's really upped the production value of the show.
It's great, yeah.
Well, Kimberly, a very long resume there, and I don't think we covered the half of it. I know how busy you are. We've been friends online for a few years now, I would say. I've been following your career. You're also a member of our Midwest Country Music Organization as well now, and we got to meet finally in person at the awards show back in April. So grateful to have you joining me today on my show, and want to give you an opportunity to share a little bit about your backstory first, and then we're going to get into all the exciting stuff you're up to now.
Sure. Yeah, and like you said, it's been a long time coming. I'm glad we finally got to meet this past year. So I guess the backstory, I've been doing music as long as I can remember, and that includes, piano lessons when I was in elementary school and all the way through high school, and did the clarinet, the band thing, went to college for music performance. I'm classically trained, took lessons from opera singers, did clarinet in a symphony orchestra in Sioux City, and realized toward the end of my college years, what am I going to do with this degree in the Midwest? So I had a moment of freak out and joined the Army, but still in the music realm. I joined the 147th Army Band in Mitchell, South Dakota as a clarinetist, and then ended up being the front woman of the country band, which makes sense now. So played guitar and singing, and did that for 12 years until I transitioned 3 years ago into the command role as an officer, a warrant officer. And so now I'm the commander of that unit. And aside from that, I supplement with private lessons and performances, and really started diving into writing and recording in the last few years as well. So it's been a ride, but it's been a good one. It's fun.
First of all, I want to thank you for your service to our country and your continued service to your community. And obviously, veterans are a huge deal for us. We support Operation Combating Veteran Suicide, a South Dakota charity, and our good friend Charlotte Rupp, the founder, is Mrs. South Dakota International. I don't know if our platforms are quite as big as yours, though, Kimberly. You've been at this music thing for a long time, and serving your country playing music, I think, is something that a lot of musicians don't think of, that you can serve. I'd want to say serve ourselves, right? The music industry is so, kind of that self-serving, right? Like we're doing it because it makes us feel good, but you're able to serve your country doing that. And I think that's a very interesting angle that you come at, music. Obviously you've done it your whole life, right? I imagine you're a lot like me. You've been singing since you could talk, and you've been able to now continue to do that in so many ways. Talk about, was there any trepidation? You talked about that moment of freak out, right? Graduating college, all you've done is kind of performing in school and bringing that. And what was kind of the push? Or do you come from a military family, or just a transition, I would say, that a lot of people don't make from music into the military and still pursuing that career path?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually, it took a lot of convincing for me, even. There were a couple of people at the university, a student and also a professor, that had both separately talked to me about the opportunity. And I said, oh, no way. No, not cut out for that. But, just seeing what the unit does, we're a very welcoming community. They're like, hey, come check us out, sit in with the band. And it just felt like home. And my grandparents, my grandfathers had both served, and I have a cousin that was serving. And so it was something personal, that I wanted to be able to do, just to give back and serve the community and the country. And at first it was kind of a personal thing. Like, I'm going through some challenges, and let's personally make this something that is, that I can grow from it. Right. I was kind of a late bloomer. Most kids join the military at 17, and I was, 23. And so I'm thinking of career, I'm thinking of the health benefits and student loan repayment and things like that. But I'm glad that you brought up the fact that it is giving back, even though it's music, and the musicians, we do music for self-fulfilling reasons. But doing this job in the military, I can see it's so much more important to me now, seeing the impact that music has on our veteran community and those who serve this country. And, they might be having PTSD or something that they're struggling with. And even just coming down to singing the national anthem and seeing people with tears in their eyes. And music has such a strong impact on people, and that is worth it to me. So
that's my favorite song, Kimberly.
Great. It's
And
a lot of people.
Yeah, well, and I always feel so blessed when I'm asked to do it at local sporting events, and I've applied to do it at some bigger sporting events, and it's never to serve me, right? It's because that is the small thing that I can do to serve our country and to give back to our veterans, and to give back to this country that has made so much possible for myself, right? No time in my life more so than where we're at right now. Can you talk about what kind of the performances that you do as a member of the Army band and of your unit there? What kind of stuff were you doing? Are you playing on bass? Are you serving your community and those higher, the higher echelons of it? Or what does that kind of look like? I don't think many of our viewers are going to really know what an Army band member does, besides maybe marching in a parade once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, and you described it fairly well. I mean, it's a variety of things, and the Army band has evolved. It used to be you are the marching band and the concert band, and honestly, our unit doesn't do that as much as we are like more popular ensembles, like a country band, a rock band. We have people in our unit that can rap and do R&B. And so we balance that with our ceremonial missions as well. So a lot of us, like myself, for example, came in as a clarinet player, and we can do all that ceremonial business for our upper echelons, like you described. And so that's, promotion ceremonies or deployment ceremonies, coming home ceremonies. And actually, one of the last times we performed as an ensemble like that was when President Trump in his first term came to Mount Rushmore. But like I said, most of the time we're doing these popular groups, which really speaks more to our current audience and recruiting. We do a lot of recruiting and schools tours, performing for schools and also the communities. So we might be playing at a stage at Sturgis like we did this past summer, or downtown Rapid City, something like that.
Very
it's just
cool.
building those community relationships as well.
Yeah, that's great. It's so awesome. And I think it's good for our young artists and those people coming up to know that this is a path too, right? You can pursue a path in music through the military as well. And I think that's really because there are so many great benefits to being a member of our great military, besides just serving our country, right? You talked a little bit about, the student loan repayment or, GI Bill type stuff, right? So you can get a paid for education through the military, still get to play music and to serve in that role, not just having it kind of be an adjacent thing towards your service. So really awesome. I really appreciate you sharing that with us today. Not a lot of people take that path. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And if anybody's interested or knows anybody that is interested in joining, come talk to me. I'm the one that you audition for. You have to go through an audition process before you can even enlist to be in the Army band. So
how cool. Well, you have always taken the path less traveled, I would say. And another side of that is your bodybuilding career, all natural bodybuilding. So you're not really, you're not going in there. I don't want to say that you're not trying to win, but you're not winning at all costs, right? If you win, it'll be because of what you stand on. Can you tell us a little bit about the motivations for doing it at all, and then the motivation to keep on going with it?
Yes, 100%. Did I mention I like challenges? So I like to do things that most people choose not to do. I like having abs. If it was easy, everybody would have it. So yeah, and I do the natural federations because I like to have an even, fair playing ground. I'm not going to be taking steroids to, be huge or anything. And obviously, I'm not a huge person, but within the federations, you have your different categories as well. And I'm a bikini competitor. And so, yeah, it's a great challenge, not only physically, but mentally as well.
And because of that competitor, right, a lot of pictures of you wearing, next to nothing, because that's what these competitions are about. Can you talk about maybe how your time in the military and your time on stage kind of prepared you a little bit and gave you that thick skin to be able to kind of step out on those stages and perform in a totally different way than performing, musically?
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of differences and a lot of similarities in that realm because you're putting yourself out there for the world to see and judge you like cattle, kind of. And so some people understand it and some people don't. And to me, the reason I even post anything about it at all is not for attention or anything like that, but for accountability reasons and to inspire others to do something that's challenging. And I do get a lot of feedback from people that say, hey, you motivate me. And then that gives me an extra push too. So
it allows you to do it.
Your question.
Right. Well, it allows you to deal with the cesspool of comments. I've been in some of them to see, but I feel like as musicians, and especially female musicians, right? I've been in this industry for 25 years and I see the way that female artists get treated in the bars and in these other areas. And I can imagine maybe you're a little more insulated being a member of the band in the military, but I can imagine there's plenty of discrimination and a lot of things within our military as well. That, it's not for the faint of heart on either side of the aisle, but even more so for our female service members and our female members of the music community. It's just a different beast.
Sure. And that still exists to an extent, but it's a lot better. It's a lot better than it used to be. There's a lot of strong women out there that are, changing things and not putting up with BS. And I'm getting a lot better at that. And if I see something or somebody is being inappropriate with me, I call them out on it. And I don't know if you saw some of those instances, but you know, we just have to stand up and say, this is not okay. And it's really helpful when there's other males in the industry or just in general that can help back that as well. So, but yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be, but it still exists.
And I think it always will, because, you know, men are a-holes, and there's always going to be that small segment. Yeah, well, it just, you know, it's the nature of testosterone, I guess. But yeah, Kimberly, you got such incredible insights, just a life well lived, but that always that path less traveled, right? And that's what I admire so much about you and what you do. And just, I'm so inspired by you and motivated to get busy on my own and to do more to serve my community and to serve my country in some way. So I want to thank you for being that for me, especially. You're also a singer-songwriter with a music career aside from your military career. I know that's got to be thrilling for you. What's been happening with the, you know, music career outside of your outside of the military?
Sure. It's an exciting time, and everything's a learning process, and I don't feel like I'm there yet. You know, I feel like it's always a hill to climb, but yeah, I've got several singles out right now. Currently working with the FIJAC crew in the Midwest, and signed with an independent label, United Republic Records, April of 2024. And so that's been an exciting time. And I've got my latest release called Music City Miseries. This is one that I'm trying to push right now. And I love talking about it because I think it speaks to a lot of the musicians that are trying to, quote unquote, make it right now. And a lot of people are, you know, seeing these musicians doing our thing and like, oh man, you are making it, you're working hard, you must be making a lot of money. And that's just a false
Nobody's making any money.
No. No, we are not. Definitely not from streaming.
Well, we are sure working hard though.
Yes. And a lot of times that comes with a price to pay. And that oftentimes is our relationships. And, you know, we're carrying a lot of baggage. And so that's what that song is about, the false perceptions that we portray.
Yeah, the fake it till you make it. We're all pretending to be big rock stars. And as much as we want that life, I think integrity is so much more important these days. And the stories are out there. We know that, you know, these record companies exist to make money for themselves. They will use and abuse you. And I'm glad that you found an independent label that I hope supports you in a lot of ways and gives you the time and attention that you deserve and to help you really move along in your career. That's absolutely thrilling to me to hear that. So congratulations on your deal. And I hope that it just continues to bring more and more success to you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, before I let you go, you got to tell everybody how they can find you and maybe where they can catch a show within, you know, before the end of the year here. Absolutely. Thank you for asking. So you can find me on all the platforms, obviously streaming, Kimberly Meyer, and then Facebook, Kimberly Meyer Music. I have a website, www.kimberlymeyermusic.com. I have Instagram, Kimberly Meyer Music. It's all the same handle, so you can find me easily. And you got to keep it easy. Yeah. And you asked about shows. I have a couple solo acoustic shows coming up. But my entire schedule for the rest of the year and beyond is on my website. So KimberlyMeyerMusic.com/events. Fantastic. Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for being my friend. These many years now, it feels like I've been following your journey. And thank you for being part of the scene.
Yeah, thank you again for having me. We should do it again at some time.
I would love to.